Hawk is my favorite character in Cobra Kai, but in season 5 and 6, he started to drop in his character. There are 3 points we need to go over. 1, what made him a good character in the first place? And 2, what happened in season 5 and 6? And 3, why did it happen? We'll be going over this all today. First off, what made him good? He started off as a bullied kid because he had a cleft lip and he was always an outcast. Once he started in Cobra Kai, he realized he can change, and that's when he got confidence and got a mohawk and tattoo. But his revenge was pushed too hard when he starts bullying Dimitri and starts listening to the Kreese. After the school fight, all of his anger boiled over and became a perfect villain. It was obvious that he was going down the wrong path, but you could definitely see where he's coming from. Also, his mohawk was pristine, and seeing him destroy Brooks was just a good feeling. In the house fight, he realizes he's on the wrong side and he finally leaves Cobra Kai. When he joins Miyagi, though, he is judged because of his previous actions, but he tries to change. But everything goes south, though, when Robbie Keane decides that Hawk needed to be punished and shaved his mohawk, destroying all of his confidence. With the help of his friends, though, he continues fighting and wants revenge in a healthy way. He beats Robbie in the tournament and was an All-Valley champion. It's clear that the mohawk was what made him cool, but in the tournament he proves that he doesn't need the mohawk anymore. He doesn't need the persona of a mohawk to carry his confidence. Now that we have this story, what happened? Well, for starters, he started growing his mohawk again. Now, yes, Hawk without a mohawk would be like peanut butter without jelly. But his whole arc in Season 4 was that he didn't need his mohawk. Also, I think the buzz cut was very good anyways. Then he doesn't even show up that much in Season 5, and he was a borderline background character. He basically has no arc, and he was just existing in the background. And then he loses to Kenny, a kid who has been training a fraction of the time as he has. I know that the producers pulled every string they could to make this seem not as bad, but it is still pretty crazy how he lost that badly. So Hawk's whole point in Season 5 was to be a punching bag, so Cobra Kai goes to the Sakai Taikai. Wow. In Season 6, it doesn't get much better. Before this rant, the American flag hair is super ugly. I love the concept, but the flag part, not even being hair, is just bad. They could have done it a lot differently, and it could have been amazing. Even Jacob Bertrand, the actor, doesn't even like it, and every time Hawk moves, it just flings around everywhere, and it's just bad. Anyways, during the selection of the Sakai Taikai, he gets manhandled, even losing to Devin. This just baffles me, but he has a second chance. But Hawk and Dimitri get mad at each other, because Hawk is not going to MIT after Dimitri thought he was. Dimitri getting so butthurt at this is just horrible. If he was a real friend, he would support Eli, but he didn't. Hawk and Dimitri fight, and Hawk wins, so that means he's going to the Sakai Taikai, right? Wrong. Dimitri cheats, and Hawk isn't going. Fortunately, Tori leaves, and there's an open spot, and Hawk gets chosen. But this even happening is bad. And the Sakai Taikai is just a punching bag again, and he fights with Dimitri. Luckily, him and Dimitri make up, and Hawk defeats Yoon. But still, I wish he could have performed better. Maybe he could have sparred against Quan, maybe at least doing a little bit of something, or maybe even scoring a point. His ending is great, though. Him and Dimitri just going to Caltech. Now, why did this happen? So I believe this all happened because they obviously want Miguel and Robbie in the spotlight. When push comes to shove, they'll want Miguel and Robbie over Hawk. They didn't need to make him lose like that to Kenny. Losing to Kenny was probably the only option, but it looked like a bloodbath. He should have done better before the silver bullet. Also, he should have never grew out his mohawk again, because that defeats his whole Season 4 arc. It would have been cool if he just didn't have a mohawk, but then in Season 6, Part 2, he has a small American flag one, but it actually is real hair. They didn't include Hawk enough in the main plot as much in Season 5 and 6, which also hurt. Alright, so that's it. If you agree, comment, and like and subscribe, please. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.